There comes a moment in every woman's life when she begins to understand that confidence is not something another person can give her. It is something she builds, protects, and strengthens from within. Many people grow up believing that if someone else constantly reassures them, compliments them, or tells them they are enough, then they will finally feel secure. But lasting confidence has never been created by someone else's approval. It is created by learning to accept yourself, even on the days when you feel uncertain. A wise woman understands this truth. She knows that while it is healthy to be honest about her feelings with people she deeply trusts, constantly revealing every insecurity in the hope of receiving validation can slowly place her emotional well-being into someone else's hands. The moment your happiness depends entirely on another person's opinion, you begin to surrender the power that should always belong to you. Everyone has insecurities. No human being walks through life without moments of self-doubt. Some worry about their appearance. Others question their abilities, their future, or whether they are truly loved. These feelings are natural, and they do not make anyone weak. They simply make us human. The difference is in how we respond to those feelings. A wise woman does not allow insecurity to become the loudest voice in her life. Instead of feeding it with constant questions and endless comparisons, she chooses to grow beyond it. She understands that confidence is developed through action, experience, learning, and self-respect, not through endless reassurance from others. When someone constantly seeks validation, they often begin asking questions that no one else can answer for them. They ask, "Am I good enough? Do you still love me? Do I look beautiful? Do you think I can succeed?" While these questions may seem harmless from time to time, repeating them again and again can quietly reveal that a person's sense of worth depends on external approval. The answers may provide temporary comfort, but that comfort fades quickly, creating a cycle where more reassurance is needed. True peace cannot grow in that cycle because lasting confidence cannot be borrowed. It must be built from the inside. A wise woman recognizes that people see us through the energy we carry. When she walks into a room believing in her own value, she communicates strength without needing to announce it. She does not need to convince everyone that she deserves respect because her actions, her character, and her quiet confidence already speak for her. She understands that self-respect is more powerful than constant explanation. Instead of asking others to fill the empty spaces inside her heart, she works patiently to heal those spaces herself. This does not mean she hides her emotions or pretends to be perfect. Wisdom is not pretending that life never hurts. Wisdom is knowing the difference between healthy vulnerability and emotional dependence. Healthy vulnerability means sharing your struggles with people who have earned your trust, who genuinely care about your well-being, and who encourage your growth. Emotional dependence happens when every feeling of worth rises and falls according to another person's response. A wise woman shares her heart with discernment because she understands that trust is earned over time, not given away without thought. She also knows that silence can sometimes be a form of strength. Not every fear deserves to be spoken aloud. Some fears disappear the moment we stop feeding them with attention. Instead of repeating every insecurity, she chooses to replace negative thoughts with positive action. If she feels uncertain about her skills, she learns. If she feels physically unhealthy, she improves her habit. If she lacks confidence, she develops discipline. She focuses on growth rather than endless worry, because she knows that action builds confidence far more effectively than reassurance ever could. Life will always place people in front of you who offer opinions, criticism, or judgment. Some people will encourage you, while others may doubt you. A wise woman accepts that she cannot control every opinion, but she can always control the value she places on herself. She refuses to allow someone else's words to become the foundation of her identity. She understands that compliments are wonderful, but they are not the source of her confidence. Criticism may sting, but it does not define her future. Her identity is built on character, integrity, resilience, and the quiet knowledge that she is continually growing into the person she was created to become. The strongest confidence is often invisible. It is not loud, arrogant, or attention-seeking. It is calm. It is steady. It allows a woman to smile without needing approval, to pursue her dreams without asking for permission, and to recover from disappointment without losing herself. She knows that every challenge is an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. She believes that her worth does not increase when someone praises her, and it does not decrease when someone misunderstands her. At the end of the day, a wise woman understands that the greatest relationship she will ever build is the one she has with herself. When she learns to trust her own judgment, honor her own values, and believe in her own potential, she no longer needs constant validation to feel complete. She welcomes love, encouragement, and support with gratitude. But she never depends on them for her identity. Her confidence comes from within. Her peace is protected by self-respect, and her strength grows every time she chooses to believe in herself before asking anyone else to believe in her. One of the greatest signs of wisdom is understanding that not every dream needs to be announced before it becomes reality. In a world where people are encouraged to share every goal, every idea, and every ambition the moment it enters their minds, a wise woman chooses a different path. She understands that dreams are like seeds. A seed does not become a strong tree the day it is planted. It needs time, patience, care, and protection before it can withstand the storms. In the same way, a vision for your future deserves space to grow before it is exposed to the opinions, expectations, and doubts of others. A wise woman knows that talking about success is never as powerful as quietly building it. She focuses less on making announcements and more on making progress. There is nothing wrong with having exciting plans for the future. Every meaningful achievement begins with a vision. Whether it is starting a business, pursuing a new career, improving your health, learning a new skill, or creating a better life for your family, every accomplishment starts with an idea. However, wisdom teaches that ideas are fragile in the beginning. They are full of possibility, but they are also vulnerable to fear, distraction, and discouragement. When a dream is still taking shape, exposing it to too many voices can sometimes weaken your confidence instead of strengthening it. Not everyone will understand your vision because not everyone can see what you see. Some people may unintentionally discourage you. They may point out every risk, every obstacle, and every reason why your plan might fail. Others may laugh because your dream seems too ambitious. Some may compare your journey to their own limitations. Their words may not come from hatred. Sometimes they come from fear, misunderstanding, or personal experience. Even so, constant exposure to negative opinions can slowly plant seeds of doubt in your own mind. A wise woman understands that protecting her confidence is just as important as creating her plans. She chooses carefully who she trusts with her deepest goals. There is also another reason to remain quiet while building your future. Talking about goals can sometimes create the false feeling that progress has already been made. It feels exciting to tell everyone what you are going to accomplish. People may congratulate you before you have even taken the first real step. That temporary excitement can become a substitute for actual discipline. A wise woman understands that true satisfaction comes from completing the work, not simply speaking about it. She would rather surprise people with results than impress them with promises. She knows that consistent action always speaks louder than confident words. Silence during the building process is not secrecy born from fear. It is focus born from wisdom. When your energy is directed toward learning, improving, and working every day, you have less need to seek approval from others. Instead of spending hours explaining your vision, you spend those hours making it real. Every small step becomes another brick in the foundation of your future. Every lesson learned makes your dream stronger. Every challenge overcome prepares you for greater opportunities. Progress made in private often creates success that cannot be ignored in public. A wise woman also understands that life is unpredictable. Plans sometimes change. New opportunities appear. Better ideas replace old ones. If every future plan has already been announced to everyone around you, changing direction can become emotionally difficult because you feel pressured to meet expectations that no longer fit your purpose. By allowing yourself the freedom to grow quietly, you give yourself permission to adapt without feeling the need to explain every decision. Wisdom leaves room for growth, learning, and change. This does not mean you should never share your dreams. There is value in seeking advice from trusted mentors, supportive family members, or faithful friends who genuinely want to see you succeed. The difference is choosing people who encourage your growth rather than those who feed your doubts. A wise woman knows that trust is earned, and she shares her vision with people who offer wisdom, honesty, and constructive guidance instead of unnecessary criticism or empty praise. History is filled with people who worked quietly for years before the world noticed their success. Their achievements did not happen overnight. Behind every visible victory were countless unseen hours of discipline, sacrifice, patience, and perseverance. The world often celebrates the finished masterpiece, but it rarely sees the long process of building it. A wise woman accepts this reality. She does not need constant recognition during the journey because she understands that the journey itself is shaping her character. She also remembers that true confidence does not depend on making bold announcements. It grows through keeping promises to herself. Every day she follows through on her commitments, her confidence becomes stronger. Every time she finishes what she started, she proves to herself that she is capable. This quiet confidence becomes far more valuable than the temporary excitement of public attention. She learns to celebrate progress privately while allowing her achievements to speak for themselves when the time is right. When success finally arrives, it carries a different kind of power because it is supported by preparation. Opportunities are easier to handle when your skills have already been developed. Recognition feels more meaningful when it is built on genuine effort. A wise woman understands that success is not simply reaching a destination. It is becoming the kind of person who can sustain that success with humility, discipline, and integrity. In the end, wisdom teaches that dreams deserve protection before they deserve applause. Plans become stronger through action, consistency, and patience, rather than constant discussion. A wise woman does not measure her progress by how many people know her goals. She measures it by how faithfully she works toward them every single day. She allows her dedication to become louder than her words, her discipline to become stronger than her excitement, and her results to become the true story she shares with the world. When the time is right, she does not have to convince anyone that she is capable, because the life she has built quietly will speak with more power than any announcement ever could. True wisdom is not measured by how much a person speaks, but by how well they understand what should be shared and what should be protected. In today's world, many people feel pressure to reveal every thought, every emotion, every success, and every struggle. Social media, instant communication, and the desire for attention have created the idea that everything must be made public. However, a wise woman understands that not everything requires an audience. Some parts of life grow stronger in quiet places. Some dreams become more powerful when they are nurtured in private. Some emotions are best shared only with those who have earned trust. She knows that wisdom is not about hiding from the world. It is about choosing carefully what deserves to be spoken and what deserves to remain protected until the right time. A wise woman understands that words have power. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. They can inspire, encourage, heal, or create unnecessary complications. Because of this, she does not speak simply to fill silence. She chooses her words with care and intention. She realizes that not every opinion needs to be expressed, not every argument deserves a response, and not every personal detail belongs in every conversation. Her silence is never a sign of weakness. Instead, it reflects emotional maturity and self-control. She knows that speaking less often allows her words to carry greater meaning when she finally chooses to speak. One of the greatest forms of wisdom is protecting your inner peace. Every person carries hopes, fears, disappointments, and dreams. While sharing these with trusted people can create deeper relationships, sharing them with everyone can sometimes invite unnecessary judgment, misunderstanding, or criticism. A wise woman recognizes that trust is something earned over time. She does not hand over the most valuable parts of her heart to people who have not demonstrated loyalty, kindness, or respect. She understands that vulnerability is beautiful when it is placed in safe hands, but it becomes painful when it is offered to those who do not appreciate its value. She also knows that protecting her peace means setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries are not walls built to keep people away. They are healthy limits that protect emotional well-being. A wise woman is kind, generous, and compassionate, but she also understands that saying yes to everything often means saying no to herself. She does not feel guilty for protecting her time, her energy, or her emotional health. She knows that constantly explaining every decision to everyone around her is exhausting and unnecessary. Sometimes the most peaceful answer is a simple decision followed by quiet confidence. There are moments in life when people become curious about your personal journey. They may ask questions about your relationships, your finances, your dreams, or your struggles. A wise woman understands that she is never obligated to answer every question simply because it has been asked. She can remain respectful while still protecting her privacy. She knows that her personal life is valuable and she treats it with care. She realizes that mystery is not dishonesty. It is simply the wisdom to recognize that some chapters of your story are still being written and do not need to be explained before they are complete. Another sign of wisdom is knowing when emotions should be expressed and when they should first be understood. Every human being experiences anger, disappointment, frustration, and sadness. The difference is that a wise woman does not allow temporary emotions to control permanent decisions. Instead of reacting immediately, she gives herself time to reflect. She understands that words spoken in anger often create wounds that remain long after the emotion has disappeared. By choosing patience instead of impulsiveness, she protects both her relationships and her own peace of mind. She knows that calm conversations solve far more problems than emotional reactions ever will. Wisdom also teaches that success does not need constant advertisement. A wise woman does not measure her worth by how many people know about her achievements. She allows her work, her character, and her consistency to speak on her behalf. She celebrates her victories with gratitude rather than pride. She understands that quiet confidence is often more impressive than loud self-promotion. The strongest people rarely feel the need to convince others of their value because they already know who they are. Their identity is rooted in integrity rather than public recognition. She also protects the relationships that matter most. Every relationship experiences challenges, misunderstandings, and private moments. A wise woman does not invite unnecessary opinions into situations that should be resolved with honesty, communication, and mutual respect. She understands that constantly discussing personal conflicts with everyone around her can create confusion instead of clarity. She seeks guidance from trustworthy people when necessary, but she does not turn every disagreement into public conversation. She values the dignity of those she loves and protects the privacy of the relationships she hopes to strengthen. True wisdom also means protecting your dreams while they are still growing. Not every goal needs immediate applause. Not every vision requires public approval. Some dreams need quiet mornings, consistent effort, and patient discipline before they are ready to be revealed. A wise woman focuses more on becoming than announcing. She spends her energy building her future instead of talking endlessly about it. When success finally arrives, she does not need to explain how hard she worked because the results speak for themselves. Her life becomes the evidence of her dedication. Perhaps the greatest lesson of all is understanding that your value is not determined by how much of yourself you give away. Many people believe that complete openness is the same as authenticity, but wisdom teaches balance. Authenticity means being genuine, honest, and kind. It does not require exposing every wound, every fear, or every unfinished chapter to the world. A wise woman understands that some parts of her journey belong only to her, to those she deeply trusts, and to the quiet moments where personal growth takes place. She protects those sacred spaces because she knows they are where strength is developed. In the end, true wisdom is the beautiful balance between openness and discernment. It is knowing that honesty and privacy can exist together. It is understanding that kindness does not require people-pleasing, and confidence does not require constant attention. A wise woman shares love freely, offers encouragement generously, and speaks truth with compassion. But she also protects her peace, guards her dreams, values her relationships, and honors her personal growth. She understands that the strongest foundation is often built in silence, and the most meaningful victories are achieved long before the world ever notices them. By choosing carefully what to share and what to protect, she creates a life filled with dignity, confidence, wisdom, and lasting inner peace. A wise woman understands that real strength is not found in saying everything that comes to mind, but in knowing what deserves to be spoken and what deserves to be protected. She does not seek constant validation because she has learned that her worth is not determined by another person's opinion. She does not announce every dream before it is built because she knows that discipline grows stronger in quiet moments than in public promises. And she does not reveal every part of her life because she understands that peace, purpose, and personal growth flourish when they are guarded with wisdom. This is not about playing games, hiding your true self, or creating distance in relationships. It is about developing emotional intelligence, self-respect, and the confidence to stand firmly in who you are. Healthy relationships are built on honesty, trust, and mutual respect, but they also require discernment. Not every fear needs an audience, not every goal needs applause, and not every chapter of your journey needs to be explained before it is complete. The wisest women are often the ones who speak with kindness, listen with intention, and allow their actions to carry more weight than their words. They understand that confidence is built through character, not compliments. They know that success is earned through consistency, not announcements. They realize that inner peace is protected by strong boundaries, thoughtful choices, and unwavering self-belief. Instead of chasing approval, they pursue growth. Instead of reacting to every opinion, they remain focused on their purpose. Instead of trying to prove their value, they live in a way that naturally reflects it. Always remember, your greatest power is not in how much you reveal, but in how wisely you live. Protect your peace. Guard your dreams. Honor your values. Let your confidence come from within, and let your life become the evidence of your strength. Because at the end of the day, a truly wise woman does not need to convince the world who she is. Her character speaks before she does. Her actions tell her story, and her quiet confidence leaves a lasting impact that words alone could never achieve. When you learn to value yourself first, protect what matters most, and move through life with wisdom instead of impulse, you become the kind of woman who is respected, not because she demands it, but because she has earned it through grace, integrity, and unwavering self-respect. VDQ.